Good morning and welcome to my garden. I wanted to read a small paragraph. It was written by John Byrom. Then I'm going to try to break it down in my own funny way. I'm not a specialist in anything. So it starts. This, it's Old English. uh, This is the fight which Christ, with his internal love and light, maintains within man's nature to dispel God's anger, Satan, sin, and death, and hell. The human self or serpent to devour and raise an angel from it by his power. John Byrom. So it starts with the spiritual appellation Christ. Everybody knows Christ around here, at least superficially. But in other areas of the world, it is a different appellation, you see. It's talking about the Trinity, you know. Christ is the Son. In other areas, there are other Trinities with other appellations. So get over it. It's a spiritual appellation. It's not a psychophysical person. It's not, an objective person or a place. It's a spiritual appellation. This is the fight which Christ within his internal love and light. Love and light, he's talking about the universal, unconditional love and light. Not illumination, but light. Light cannot be seen by our eyes. Light can only be seen through our metaphysical eye, the third eye, the eye of the mind. You can only see love and light, the universals, which don't have a beginning in a place or a person or a time, and can only be seen with the intellect. Maintains within man's nature this battle. Love and light, it's battling within man to dispel God's anger, Satan, sin, death, and hell. It is spiritual polarization. It is spiritual agitation. That which is spiritual will always be in conflict with the physical. If you have no inner conflict, then you're an NPC. A lot of people just are oblivious and they have a rather pleasant life because there's no polarization, no agitation in the spirit. So they're fine with everything as it is. They'll probably reincarnate as an animal in the next life. Who knows? Um, the human self or the serpent to devour. The serpent is, the animalistic, representation of the soul, the immortal soul. That's why you see serpents all over the place in ancient scriptures and statues. And the Egyptians, had serpents in their headgear and stuff. It represents the soul. Some of them even have two serpents. One serpent representing the immortal soul, the other serpent representing the smaller soul, the smaller self, the psychophysical. It was mainly the women, for all serpents have the face of a woman in some paintings and statues. And the Egyptians women used to wear this headgear because it was through women that lineage, that the bloodline would be passed on. Yeah, that's why they wore, snake accoutrement. So, The human self or serpent has to devour this anger, this satanic sin, death, and hell. It has to devour that which is not the self. The Buddhists don't say deny, or the Buddhists say conquer. The Buddhists say control, and conquer, discipline. The Buddhists would say, I'm not going to get rid of it, I'm going to control it. I suppose they are more in harmony than other parts of the world. The Muslims, the Abrahamics in general, at least the original, they speak of denying it, they speak of destroying it. But the Greeks, on the other hand, they say um, utterly reject. The Greeks prefer to reject, not to destroy or kill or whatever. No, just reject. The Buddhists say disciplined. For the psychophysical, the persona non grata, the ego, is useful. And you would say, for what? To navigate the world. That's why it exists. But do not mistaken this little self that has a beginning and a place and a person and a beginning in time. Do not mistaking it for the true self, for the immortal self, for the intellect. Do not mistake it for that. Like in that film Revolver, Mr. Gold is Satan. Mr. Gold is sin and the seducer. Mr. Gold, you see, it's the one that Jake, the main character, has to discipline or deny or reject. If you Google the famous uh, elevator scene, the extended version, you will see it's when Jake, the main character, finally disciplines the ego. It's a rather interesting film. Visually, you can see. So it says the human self, or the serpent with a big S, or the soul, has to devour this little Satan, sin, death, and hell, and raise an angel by its power. So this represents awakening. When you finally awaken with angel wings, you are illuminated. You have attained liberation or salvation or whatever other word that people use. Um, so I think that's all I wanted to say. Have a nice day.